Blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
In the center.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Center. Yes, it is. Again, it's Friday night. The Veep. Again. Veep in the building. Got Mike Precise, my girl Sharita, and of course, D-Ray, the producer. Family, how's it going?
What's up? What's up?
We here.
It's the end of the month.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
No doubt. No doubt. Just
man.
Anyway, we ain't gonna talk about bills.
No, we don't.
I thought you were about to talk about that Florida weather.
Man, that's another issue. So no, we are going to enjoy this moment to talk about hip hop. Which, hey, I'm gonna tell you, I look forward to Fridays every week. I've been loving the great content that we've been putting out together. So I appreciate you guys definitely for sacrificing your time to come hang out and chop it up. But before we go any further, and I won't forget this time, D-Ray, we got your music. And tonight, his music is called Vow. So we're going to need to remove some of these songs, bro. Good Lord.
Yeah, we got a whole playlist.
Got a whole discography. All right, crank it up.
Ow.
Vow. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm loving that.
Thank you.
Great job, D-Ray, once again.
Appreciate it.
Smooth.
Very
What was your concept and thought for this?
Honestly, across, I think I was watching Star Wars or something, and it just dawned on me. It was just like, man, how come I don't see any black people in the future? It's always like, we got Lando, but I don't ever see any black people in the sci-fi movies in the future,
That single survivor.
It's always that one. Yeah. But anyway.
And not a black woman. And that would be the ability to procreate more black people.
So I actually got on this whole idea of hip-hop meets future-based, mixed with a little bit of Afrofuturism, and I got this track called Vow, dedicated to my wife. That.
No doubt.
It's crazy that y'all say that, because I was listening to listening/watching. I was at work. I wasn't supposed to be really watching it, but a documentary on funk.
Mm-hmm.
And to all of the a lot of different artists. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Y'all love it. But when they got the Parliament, Funkadelic, and they actually touched on one of the reasons why they went into that space element, the mothership and all of this other stuff. That was the reasons, because they weren't seeing no black futurism, none of that stuff. And they literally said, and somebody did say, all you had was Lando Calrissian, and that was it. And so that's kind of strange. We're talking on this is the second time today for me.
Hey.
Well, I mean,
So maybe
that...
you'll get placed in a futuristic movie, bro. We'll see that. We'll see.
I hope so. That would be dope.
I'm not trying to undermine the process. I'm not trying to undermine the process, but I mean, there's a lot of blending going on, so there's not going to be any one thing anymore. One nation under a groove.
Yeah.
Right.
Down
and
I don't know.
We're on the subject of documentaries. I would encourage everybody to watch Questlove's new documentary on Sly Stone. And because the fact that Sly is just like this genius, but the name of the documentary is actually it's Sly Lives, and it's called The Birding of Black Genius.
Wow.
And
wow.
And we're talking about this whole idea of Black creatives and what that means, especially in our community. A lot of times, and I'm gonna be careful how I say this, there's a large portion of us who are more afraid of success than we are of failure.
Facts.
Because if we're successful, then the spotlight not only is on us, but now we become the de facto representation of an entire race. And if there's some responsibilities and some expectations that come with that a lot of times aren't fair. And and if you ever have to ask yourself why a Black creative is self-medicating, a lot of times it's not that they're weak-minded or that they're copping out or that they just want to get high and party. A lot of times the pressure of being the one from your neighborhood, the one from your city, the one from your state, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Agreed. So let me pay you these bills real quick, and then we'll go ahead and do what it do. So let's see here. If you don't know, Blast Radio 247 is the champion of independent music. You can listen to independent artists all around the globe. You either get the Live 365 app, or you can type in blastradio247.com in your browser, and it'll bring you right to the radio station. So there it is. You have access to the world right in the palm of your hands. And also, if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or upcoming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you're a fan of great music, you too can also go to blastmusic247.com, register as an unlimited artist, and have access to hundreds of independent music. There's a QR code, scan it, and it'll get you to the website, blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. Alrighty, so consensuously wise, I made up a word. We decided to
wait, what?
That again?
Consensuously wise.
Okay.
Consensuously wise.
That's a t-shirt.
Okay. How about this? Here we go. We corporately agreed on doing some commentary on some random shorts that we had picked up through the net.
Facts.
I actually grabbed some. Mike Precise has shared some. And we got topics to talk about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it directly from here instead of through StreamYard, so that you guys can talk over it if you wish to comment while it's going live. But this is going to be interesting. I had just saw this one today, brought in by my friend. Shout out to Karen. What up?
Hey,
She
Karen.
had shared this one. Give me 2 seconds. And of course, I swore I had everything right where I need it. All right. 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh boy, you really don't want us talking amongst ourselves.
I'm just trying to figure out why this darn thing wasn't where it was supposed to be. Let's see here.
Okay.
Okay.
Really, you
I got.
can do that without naming the character.
Name of what character?
Too late, you missed it.
I sure did. I found what I needed. I'm sorry about that, gang.
So here we go.
Let's go.
All right. I must be hitting something wrong. It's Friday night. Oh, okay. Yep. Yes, sir. Okay. We will start with this one. This is interesting. Hey, D-Ray, can you mind the music a little bit for me, sir?
I got you.
Thank you. Here we go. For those that don't know, he's actually deaf, but yet,
Did you see that?
do I need to do that one more again?
Hell no.
No.
Not just no. All right. So basically, he is a artist that is, legally deaf. So that's why believe it or not, he's trying to talk, but those are the noise he makes because he's, for those who are hearing impaired, right.
It's called representation. How many views does that have?
That's a good question. I need to look that up. But his name is MC Baba.
Hey,
so that's like some Afro beats.
It sounds courageous to me.
Well,
That's
what
what
it says here is MC Baba, the Congolese deaf mute rapper who went viral with his music video. So
he went viral. So that means he got a lot of views.
All right.
Yeah,
he went viral.
and there's no hate from me, but here's the point that I had to tell myself. Let me see if I can find that. It's just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? The same case. But what I'm saying is, there's going to be people that hear that and appreciate that. There are going to be those that do.
It's
His target audience can't hear him.
Blind Fury will tear you up.
That is true, D-Ray.
He said, "What? Your target audience?"
I said his target audience can't hear him.
His mama heard. His mama heard.
Sharita, don't be giving me the mama look.
I'm gonna just be honest. I don't find it funny. Only because I see the passion.
Right.
And the individual.
This isn't Ray Gun, in other words.
Oh yeah, it's not Ray Gun.
No, this ain't Ray Gun. This is someone that actually loves what he's doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Someone courageous enough, who's mute, and
I want to hear the whole thing.
Understands hip hop. That's what I'm saying. This might sound corny, but hip hop transcends.
Oh, for sure.
But does he start with that? Does he do that according to the vibrations he's feeling? Because you got to feel. I mean, he can't hear, but he can feel it.
He was on beat.
Is he doing? That's what I'm saying. Is he gonna get? Is
Mike in the Matrix?
He sure is.
That's because he was laughing.
He said, "Hold that thought."
I was laughing.
No, he was too.
Well, that's fine. Because here's the thing, Sharita, and he's back.
I'm sorry. We're in an age of participation trophies.
That part.
So it's everything is okay. Everything is
not,
okay.
But it's not. But I feel you.
What I'm saying.
It's not, but it's.
Can we go to the next one?
All I'm gonna say is this, Sharita. Hold on. Before we go, All I'm gonna say is this: the minute that you hit release from whatever distributor that you go through, you have now released it to the wild. Now, if it comes back that it's a
Hey,
hit, if it comes back
Right.
that it's garbage, if somebody praises it or if somebody eviscerates it, art is what it is, art.
that should be expected.
That's the end
And
of it.
and as far as what's up,
Super
Chris?
C in the building. What's up, man?
Uh, and as far as that art is concerned, from my perspective,
Hey,
Mhm.
Das Boot.
That's food. Okay. Now, Sharita,
Yes.
here's what I was saying. Truth is in
This
the
guy.
ear of the listener for what one would call noise, another calls soul. So it's
right.
the same thing as beauty is in the
I'm
eye
just
of
an
the beholder.
artist and I'm
Yeah.
serious about my stuff. So I
No, I
know
got you. I got
that
you.
artists can be serious about their stuff.
But this is
Yeah, but
this is
I
the
don't know.
beauty of the commentary. You get to share and hey.
Oh, I'm
Now look, out of just sheer curiosity, I'm gonna have to listen to the whole thing. But from what I actually heard, what it doesn't sound like he's actually mimicking, or it doesn't sound like he's actually on beat.
Yeah.
What it sounds like is a producer sampled one of his sounds and is triggering it throughout the
Hmm.
track, and
Mm,
he's lips moving his lips when he's told to.
mm.
And to me, that is like, eh.
Well,
That
at least you can make something with that. You know, if you just take
You know
sounds,
what? We might need to move on.
sounds,
okay.
manipulate
Wait a
That is about
minute.
as much patience and
Let's do
niceness
this.
as I
No,
got.
let's do this. Let's do this for real. If we want to really talk about this, right?
okay.
T-Ray,
Yeah,
if his people came to you and said, MC Bob, I want to do a song on one of your tracks, are you gonna say yes?
probably not.
it's for sale.
Even that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about a business move. They want to buy music from you.
Buy him, I probably not. And I say this with all sincerity: all money ain't good money. And I have turned down artists before that have offered me money because I had to learn the hard way that my music is not for everybody, and I can't work with everybody. And so
Right.
even if they did offer me a lot of money, if it's not something that I'm feeling and it's not something that I believe in, as the artist in me, I can't do it. I just can't.
All right. And while you clapping, Mr. Mike Precise, his people come to you and talk to you and offer you money to do a feature with him because Mike Precise is ill. You gonna
Before
do
you
that feature?
before you finish the sentence.
Oh jeez.
You didn't throw up the
I think he did an X, not a cross.
Look,
the
I
X-Men.
even hey, y'all. I haven't really even done anything yet. And there's a person I know.
I was given a scenario. As if you were popular and they came to you and asked you to do a song with MC Baba and they were gonna pay you. I was given a scenario.
I don't know if it was
Yay
like
or nay?
if it was a We Are the World type of situation. Maybe if it's me and a whole bunch of other people, but a duo,
And you know what's funny?
You can
What's
can
funny?
hide if it's you can hide if it's like 8 dudes.
For me, and I'm an artist, and I will impose the same question on myself. I would definitely pray about it, and if I was led to do it, I would do it.
Yeah, well, yes,
That's understood.
yes, but as of nah, brother.
He said, "Nah, bro." And again,
This
just because they're so different, like I said, if you look at it in the aspect of a genre of music, there's some music that you just don't fool with, and that would probably be one of them.
Sharita, I don't work with mumble rappers, let alone somebody that can't even mumble.
okay, Veep. What's the next one?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. check this out right here, and we'll talk about this because the nation got problems.
Sparked controversy in the hip-hop community when it asked contestants to name the greatest rapper of all time.
J. Cole.
Kendrick Lamar.
No! Lil Wayne.
What? Y'all tripping now.
It's Tupac.
Let's go with Biggie.
Oh my God!
Jay-Z.
Oh, damn.
Nas.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thinking as a hip-hop head.
Man.
I don't think that's who answered these questions. Eminem.
Yes! Snoop Dogg.
Wow. Ice Cube.
Snoop number 1.
Y'all tripping.
Drake.
Number 7. 5. 4. I want to apologize to the entire hip-hop community.
Nas, Drake, J. Cole, or Kendrick Lamar? Do you think Family Feud got it right?
Man.
I thought that was so hilarious.
No.
Oh,
That was
plain and simple. No.
And on my list, go ahead, Mike.
I'm just saying that was just funny.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I was just like, oh, come on, man, this is
But
what
here's the thing. They got it right for who they asked.
Correct.
Yeah.
They didn't ask
They didn't
anybody
ask
in
our
the
age
hood.
group.
They didn't. No, they didn't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't ask anybody in our age group
Or
Probably
neighborhood.
in our neighborhood. That was a suburb questionnaire, and
absolutely.
you know,
Gated.
Well,
So-
Nielsen.
Gated.
Most of their questions,
Gated.
most of
Gated
their questions are
community.
based off of Nielsen.
Okay.
that was a gated community questionnaire, and
Their topics are questioned off of Nielsen, I believe.
Wow.
At least they used to back in the day with Richard Dawson, I believe.
Richard Dawson.
because I mean, think about it. Everybody up here is a hip hop head. When was
Right,
the last?
Mike, Richard Dawson.
When was the? Yeah, Richard used to kiss everybody too.
Yeah,
Sure did.
Kiss them right dead in the mouth.
in the mouth.
No, he didn't know no cheeks. What's that?
None.
Lips.
Right.
How
there
long
in
you
the
been married?
But think about this. Think about this. All of us are hip hop heads. What was the last Snoop Dogg track you either downloaded or bought?
He's like, I'll wait.
I will wait.
They just love him.
I rest my case.
They love him though.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
J. Cole would be maybe 9, 10, and then like Kendrick Lamar and Drake is not even on the hip hop list because he's an entertainer. He's not a rapper.
See, you would get some pushback, but okay.
That's cool, but he was an entertainer from the start.
Well, maybe. Drake
Like I
and
think
Baba need to
I think
go
it's
see-
valid for him to do poetry because he's an entertainer. Just like I think Beyonce, she's not an R&B singer. She's an entertainer. That's why she can transcend genres, in my opinion. But back to the facts, none of those people would be in the top 10 on my radar, as far as GOAT is concerned. What about y'all?
Where did they put Biggie? Where did Biggie popped up on there? Right?
Biggie was like number
fifth
6,
or something.
7.
He was like 6 or
like that.
8. Yeah, he was.
Snoop
wait.
Dogg was number 1, but that goes to what goes to what D-Ray was saying a couple weeks ago about who and what and how in regard to music sales.
Exactly. And think about it. A real hip hop head, it's a good chance Snoop won't even make the top 20.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's
It's been too long.
They like him or not. He's the I like that guy.
And think about it. Everybody up here respects Black Thought. None of them folks probably ever heard of Black Thought.
Never heard of him. Don't even know his real name.
Except they'll go, hey, ain't that the guy that's on Jimmy Fallon?
That part.
Listen, ain't that one of the band members on Jimmy Fallon with the beard? If you know your real hip hop people, you know their real names. Like
3 other
Savage.
MCs, 3 MCs that weren't on there. Rakim, KRS-One, no DMX.
No,
Not even them.
No Flavor
No
Flav.
Big Daddy Kane. No
Chuck D.
No Chuck D. No Queen
And Flavor
Latifah.
Flav-
There were no women.
Yeah,
Right?
Flavor
No
Flav
MC
is
Light.
Popular.
Yeah.
They put Martha Stewart's homie is number 1.
That part.
Wow.
Okay.
Ooh. All right, y'all. Y'all got the flames going. Let me keep it moving.
I had a topic that I wanted to enter. I had a topic that I wanted to enter into discussion because we always approve our topics with one another, or at least whatever in our chat before we bring them forth. But the one that I wanted to really address was the fact that I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. We can talk about it next week because we might have to expound on it because I know D-Ray will have the logistics and legalities in regard to this topic.
Well, at least bring it up. What is it?
Snoop Dogg going to find the money.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
Unless you're already real well versed in it, we can talk about it.
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say this, and we can't talk about it. For the uninitiated, Snoop Dogg has reacquired Death Row Records. And having reacquired Death Row Records, he's also acquired all of the payments and the royalty statements and where that money was going. You come to find out that a lot of that money that the Death Row was supposed to be getting in the late 2000s and late 1990s or whatever wasn't going to the artists. It was going to Suge. And so now that he has the company, they're able to follow the money.
Can you tell them the number that Daz Dillinger got?
Oh,
100 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I was excited. I was just excited.
Here's the thing, and it was so bad with Death Row because everybody was either in court or jail or dead or whatever. It was so bad that there were people who hadn't even written anything, produced anything.
Killer Kev.
Miss you on the panel, man.
Kev?
It was people that
Kevin.
had no involvement with Death Row at all, had created publishing companies, had created publishing entities, and was getting paid off of stuff that they never wrote.
Whoa.
PAID. PAID, y'all.
And look here, the thing is, it's almost like that movie Catch Me If You Can. You know, you gotta catch me. You know, I'm gonna get paid until you catch me if you can. You know, and the only person that could have back then would have been Suge, but Suge wasn't paying too much attention to that. And so now that Snoop has Death Row, he's able to pull everything down off of streaming sites. He's able to redirect the music to somewhere where artists are going to actually get paid.
Yes.
You know?
And probably go after those that's been mooching off of them for all these years.
And they did. They and with a vengeance, as they should.
Ooh.
I mean, look at Daz. He got a pretty penny. Imagine what everybody else got. You know,
because Daz had a magic pen. Daz has a magic pen there for a second. You know,
he was right. He was writing stuff. Yeah. I don't know where the other echo came from. I don't know.
That's Mike. That ain't nobody but Mike.
Oh.
You okay over there, Mike? You don't know what's going on?
Yeah, the pods ain't working. I don't know what's going on.
I wanted to make 2 points on
Can y'all hear me?
I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, we can hear you, Mike. Go ahead, Sharita.
Well,
y'all remember? Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead.
What happens when you find these dudes that have been stealing?
Okay, one of two things, and I say this to people all the time. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to court, right? I'm going to do it legally. And Snoop has enough money now for a dream team of a legal squad. So legally, yeah, I'm going to get all of that. Yeah. Now, once that's all said and done, you might have an accident.
Ooh.
I can't shake my head on that, but I can on the legal part.
You might have an accident.
That you go to court.
You talk about.
You can't take the street out.
You talk about the new Jordan Air Cements.
Hey, V. How did Chris Rock say it? I ain't saying you should have killed him, but I understand.
So let's go here. Remember when everyone fled Death Row? And when I say that, I'll say fled because everyone left suddenly and expeditiously. I mean, Snoop Dogg went as far as going to No Limit
Right.
Far, far away.
Yep.
I think that was a strategic move. I believe that Snoop Dogg is a genius, along with his wife, Miss Shantae Broadus.
Kev, that's why me and you are cousins.
And I just really, really, really am very happy for what's going on in that whole area of hip hop, as far as recovery and being able to, because Snoop had a lot of money caught up in that, and he's able to recover for himself as well, because Doggy Style was tied up for many years. That's 1994. Imagine how many times we've heard any track off of the Doggy Style album until last year, when he began the proceedings for recovery of these funds.
And I'm gonna piggyback on that. Even better, even more of a cultural impact than Doggy Style, the deep cover soundtrack. Him and Dr. Dre 187. That track is like hip hop legend, and I ain't sure if Snoop and Dre was being paid for that for 20 years after it came out.
No.
So, yeah.
It's about time. Facts.
Yes, absolutely, Kev.
Yeah. So
I'm
happy for De La, and now I'm happy for Death Row, and I'll be happy for Bad Boy when it catches up to them.
And
that's gonna be some stories. Oh my goodness.
I mean that.
I don't want to go on this too hard, because I'm in a different place, but
say it.
It's like I watch it is what it is with Cam and Mace, and even he had to get his money. Mace, the industry is a deep, dark place, and you really got to watch yourself. The way that things are being unearthed and discovered about the business dealings and the doings, and even getting little tidbits in regard to this case and the depth of which it goes, and all the people that are seemingly going to be interviewed or witness testimony. They're not even entertainers. They're not even music industry people. It's crazy. I think that there's a lot of recovery that needs to take place, and I just hate that so many people got hurt in the process.
Facts.
I mean, literally, it's been happening since the dawn of recorded music, especially when you come from a socioeconomically challenged background. And
is that what it is, D-Ray?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, we have racism and classism, but you got to think about it like this. Let's say I owe you $1 million, right? Flat out, I owe you $1 million, but you ain't ate in 3 days. Literally, you ain't ate in 3 days. And I come up to you and say, look, I know I owe you $1 million, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You ain't ate in 3 days. I'm going to give you $10,000 for you to go and eat and do what you need to do right now. But if you take this money, I don't have to pay you anything else.
Wow.
Now, on the outside, and all of us are not missing meals. We got someplace to lay our head. On the outside, you'd be like, you be crazy. But imagine somebody that this is all they got. Imagine that I know that you are taking advantage of me, but I don't have no choice.
Wow.
Right? And that has been happening time and time and time again.
That's
terrible.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
affable.
Yeah.
And to each other.
And that's the thing, Mike. That's the thing right there. And you would think it's like, I should be able to trust my people. But no, all skin folk ain't kin folk. And a lot of time, our folks don't really care about community. They care about the plantation, because they don't necessarily just want slaves; they want to be the master too. And so, in that sense, you can't trust them either.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But the locks wasn't playing when they got out. They said, "Yo."
Oh no! And for the uninitiated, you go on YouTube and look up the Hot 97 Locks phone interview when Diddy called to the station, and I think some furniture got threatened to be dropped. They threatened to drop a piano on his head or something like that. That was hilarious, and the Locks were not playing.
Oh boy! All right, yo, that's a great topic. Let me go ahead and go on to our way back music. I opted to not go too far for this, but we're also going to do commentary with this as well. This will kind of segue into a question, but I will wait till we listen to the video and then we'll go from there. So let's go.
No, G-Ray, you gotta understand. He meant well. This is before the industry got him, bro.
This was before he started being labeled.
This is before the industry got him.
Yeah.
We're at war with terrorism, racism, but most of all, we at war with ourselves.
He always been a truth teller though. You don't like how he tell the truth.
Trying to break me down.
But
you know what the Midwest is? Young and restless, but restless. Might snatch your necklace and next these might jack your Lexus. Somebody tell these who Kanye West is. I walk through the valley of the shadow where death is. Top floor, if you alone and leave you breathless. Try to catch it. It's kinda hard getting choked by detectives. Yeah, now check the method. They be asking us questions, harass and arrest us. Saying we eat pieces of like you for breakfast, huh? Y'all eat pieces of what's the basis? We ain't going nowhere but got suits and cases. A trunk full of rental car from Avis. My mama used to say only Jesus could save us. Well, mama, I know I act the fool, but I'll be gone to November. I got to move. I hope God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I could do now to right my wrongs. I wanna talk to God, but I'm afraid cause we ain't spoken so long. God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I can do now to right my wrongs. I wanna talk to God, but I'm afraid cause we ain't spoken so long. So long. So long. To the hustlers, killers, murderers, drug dealers, even the scribblers. To the victims of welfare, feel we living in hell here, hell yeah. Now hear me, wanna see thee more clearly. I know he hear me when my feet get weary, cause we're the almost nearly extinct. We rappers as role models, we rap, we don't think. I ain't here to argue about his facial features, or here to convert atheists into believers. I'm just trying to say the way school need teachers, the way Catholic needed Regis, that's the way I need Jesus. So here go my single, dog, radio needs this. They say you can rap about anything except for Jesus. That means gun, sex, lies, videotape. But if I talk about God, my record won't get played, huh? Take away from my spins, but you probably take away from my ends. Then I hope it take away from my sins and bring the day that I'm dreaming about. Next time I'm in the club, everybody screaming out. God show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now.
And that was Kanye West with Jesus Walks.
Oh,
His first mainstream song.
Sorry, D-Ray. Yeah,
I'm gonna just go ahead and get mine out the way because whatever.
by all
Listen,
means, speak your piece.
he told us early. He told us early what was going on with him. I haven't seen that video since probably the time that it came out. Right. Now that I have experienced Kanye West from then to now, there's a lot to unpack in that guy. He's just like all of us. He's human and he's trying to survive. He's got a lot going on in his head. There's a lot of points of view that we're not going to agree with him or about him.
Agreed.
But he knows what side his bread is buttered on. As long as he knows that Jesus is what saves, he's going to be all right one day. Off my soapbox.
Mike Precise, what you got to say, bud?
everything Sharita said, but hope so. Because he got the I don't know. Track record. If you look at like a a ticker, it seemed like brothers ticking down lower and lower. So it's an up and up. It's not up as high, but when you go low, it goes a little low. That's how it kind of seems to me. So I want to see him win, man. I mean,
me too.
Yeah, I want to see him win. I want to see all like people who have, especially people who have functioned, either maintain that level or go out at a good level.
The voice of reason was his mother. The voice of reason was his mother. We noticed that after his mother left, things got different, and he didn't have a voice of reason. But kind of like I said on my live the other day, we have to, in remembrance of our parents or the ones that we love that have gone on, remembrance is a action. It's not a passive act. You can't just rest in whatever your emotions are going to allow you to do. You got to continue. You got to put action into it and remind ourselves what side our bread is buttered on, and that's with God. And I pray that one day he'll get there. I pray one day he'll get there.
Yeah.
People. I'm with you, Kev.
People that we've had respect for, that who have been champions in one thing or another. It's like a great athlete. Like for instance, if a boxer, they want to keep coming back and they want to get that next fight, and it's like, nah, man, you a champ. Go out as a champ. Don't come and try to fight this young dude, and now you're gonna look bad. I'm not saying that's what he is. Analogy: if you're going to start to play the back, go back while you're up high. Don't go back while everybody's like saying that you're bugging or you're off or I'm saying that across the board with all things. I mean, you don't want to go out with, I don't know, it's with that perception of you just fell off. I mean, you don't want you want to maintain the, I want to say status, but not status in a negative way, status in a, you still got your respect, you still got your all your credits in line. I just the brother's good, man. Just stop talking and move in silence, that kind of thing.
He doesn't have anybody in his ear to tell him to zip it. But even more so, there are many artists out there that, as far as who they are as a person, probably not keen to, like R. Kelly. I can't erase all of his amazing music he did. This song by Kanye West was one of my faves. Well, that's a choice. That is a choice. I mean, shoot, we've heard so many stories about Michael Jackson, but at the same token, I cannot throw away all of the amazing music that he had made. As far as wanting to be down with the artist, that's the harder part to digest. But I agree with Kevin. How much is market play and how much is actual illness?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna be nice because y'all know how I feel about this particular individual. To go back to something that Sharita said, this song was not his first crossover. It was actually his fourth.
Okay.
Through the Wire was the first.
Mhm.
Slow Jams with Jamie Foxx was second, and then All Falls Down. Right. All
This is the
three of
one I
those.
paid attention to. I didn't. He wasn't on my. I'll just say it. I'm sorry. I will.
Right.
I will. I'll digress.
No. And I remember the performance with him and Yolanda Adams on, I want to say it was the BET Awards that came out in 2004-ish, somewhere around in there. And I think one of the reasons why I'm kind of done with it is because, quite honestly, this hurts. Listening to this version of Kanye, when you are a creative, especially if you are a beat-making producer, it hurts.
Talk, D-Ray.
It hurts because 2003, 2004, that was us. He was one of us. He was backpacker.
We inspired to make music like that.
Exactly. That's what we wanted. That's what we were trying to get to. And
5
sadly,
beats a day for one summer.
right. Sadly, I think he's gotten to that level where, in my mind, I had felt the same thing about Michael Jackson. One day somebody's going to kill him. I felt the same way about Whitney Houston. One day somebody's going to kill her. I felt the same thing about Prince. One day somebody's going to kill him. Somebody's going to get him. And I feel like Kanye is right at that in that thing because, like you said, he has a team of enablers, and there's nobody. Now I've seen his cousin check him in public, but that's a cousin,
Right.
and that's not somebody that can grab him by the collar and say, "Yeah," you know what I mean? And it's a question of, if I got to watch you die, I'd rather not just watch you. So that's where I am.
Okay. Yeah.
Real quick, and I promise you, I'm not gonna, ride this. Okay, I promise you.
Sure.
My mom died last year. The year mark was yesterday. I mean, you think about. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, from June to October, it was a wrap for me, right? But I know what side my bread is buttered on, and he brought me out. You think about Andre Benjamin. He lost his mother and his father within a month of each other. I don't know. Yeah. I think a week or something. His mom passed, and then his father had a heart attack shoveling snow the same year, and that man just shut down. But his recovery was different. People can say what they want to say about the flute music and about the piano album, but what has happened is that man has reemerged, and whatever that looks like to anyone else, it doesn't matter what it looks like to us. He is at peace with himself. He looks really, really great. We don't know what his battle is behind the camera. Social media is a beast. We all know that. But I'm saying he's not succumbing to the negative. I mean, maybe somewhere in Kanye West's mind, he don't feel like he's succumbing to the negative, and he's actually freeing himself somehow. Back to what D-Ray said, we really, really, really love him. That's why we're so hurt. When you that's the thing about grieving someone who's still alive.
That right there.
Whenever you're grieving someone who's gone on physically, and they're gone and you'll never see them again physically, you can wrap your head around that somehow. But when you got someone who you grieving and they still walking around and you don't know what their next move is and you don't know what that looks like. And, just when we think he had Sunday service and he's out here making the songs, doing the music, we back in church again, right? Next thing you know, he's on a crash and burn. He's on a crash and burn from what it looks like on the physical side, right? He's trying. He's really in a tug of war, like DMX was in a tug of war. And we literally watch our favorite people, because they are people just like us, battle.
I agree with you on principle, but I will say this about DMX and I will say this about 3 Stacks. Comparing their success to Kanye is almost like comparing the planet Earth to maybe Jupiter. And this is what I mean by that. When you
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
He's
When
a
you
billionaire.
have Right. When you have when you have money that makes you now, it's almost like the OJ Simpson conditioning. That at a certain point he transcended race and wasn't seen as black anymore until, right?
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
and the issue with Kanye is he still doesn't see himself as black. No matter how many criticisms, no matter how many times he's banned, no matter whatever, there is this duality of light and dark that is played out. And quite frankly, I'm not taking it as someone who likes reality TV because I don't. I don't like watching a train wreck. I don't. I'm taking it as a family member that has had to say this at one point or another. Unfortunately, I have done all I can do, and I'm gonna have to let you go now. That's hard. And that's why looking at Kanye, listening to that music, there was a time that I was studying his beats verbatim. You know what I mean? And so looking at that now and looking at the, everything from the whole Kardashian thing to, actually sitting there telling people that slavery was a choice. And you got a legion of people saying or believing because you say it, well, slavery must have been a choice, and yeah, I can't no more. I just can't. No matter how genius he is, I just can't.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean by you go up and then you go down, but the down is a little bit lower the next time. That's what it just looks like to me. Just
shout out to our friend Kev, praying for a friend's brother whose father passed. Her brother is now in the ICU. Man, special prayers and positive vibes to that family and everything that they're going through. Because for those of us who have lost a parent, I lost my father last year as well. I lost my brother-in-law about 4 years ago now. It's hard. It's difficult. And it's one thing when they're gone, but it's another thing when they're in ICU and you're praying, hope against hope. So all the positive vibes I can send to that family, Carol.
Amen.
Yep. We all know.
Facts.
Look what you did, Veep.
Yeah, this is all Veep fault. I told you we should have did this and that.
Grown up talk.
His talent speaks for itself. Busta Rhymes will eat Eminem in a versus battle because now it's turned into a performance type of situation. Busta Rhymes is animated. He got gas. He rap fast. All that. He do all that stuff Eminem do, and Busta Rhymes got up-tempo slaps that get the party going. Anytime you got up-tempo slaps, you're gonna win.
Sit on a mic and doodle my doodle, you do not have a fighting chance to move. You were covered in my poo-poo, smothered in my manure while I spit saliva fluid. Goop was secluded you.
I cannot agree with E40 on this. I just can't. I just can't. I can't. On a versus,
Busta got Split Star.
in a versus. You talking about a versus battle?
Eminem got Dre.
Split Star is coming to the verses.
50 Cent is coming to the verses with Dre.
Q-Tip coming to the verses.
For both of them. And here's the thing.
The catalog is thicker, D-Ray.
I don't know about that.
Library of a Legend. He can bring anybody he did a feature with to the verses.
Here's the problem.
D-Ray. He can bring Chris Brown. He can bring Missy.
Here's the problem with your assertion. And don't get me wrong, love Buster. I really, really do. However,
I love him too.
If we're talking about a battle rapper versus a rapper.
They're both battle rappers.
I don't know if Buster is a battle rapper.
He used to battle rap at lunch.
How long ago was that?
Ever.
Man, and here's the thing. You cannot, what is the cultural impact of Buster versus the cultural impact of Eminem? And let's take our emotions and our feelings out of it. And I'm certainly not going to just talk about record sales, because if we do record sales, that's a wrap.
Do we take culture out of it too?
No, that's what I said. Cultural impact. Who had the most cultural impact between Buster and Eminem?
I'll say it like this though. I don't know, man. I think Buster would get more crowd love. I think overall, Buster got more love, period.
Wait a minute. Think about what happened at Essence last year when he was like, get off your phones.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the show. Does Eminem really have to do that when he get on the stage?
I don't know, man.
And also it depends on where this is.
Yeah.
If this is taking place in New York,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. If this is taking place in Detroit, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
So
okay, what about Texas?
It's a wrap.
I don't know, man. I just don't know.
And then Cali, it's a wrap. Okay,
it's a wrap.
Okay, D-Ray.
You see what I'm saying? And it's I
don't think you can Buster regional, man. I don't think you can. That's like saying Biggie's regional.
Biggie was regional.
Biggie was regional. Tupac has a broader reach beyond the region than Biggie does.
And the only reason Tupac had a broader reach, in my opinion, Mike, Tupac was in a few movies before he died. And Biggie didn't get that chance.
Crossover movies.
Exactly.
I can agree.
Like Gridlocked with Old Boy.
And I mean, Tupac was even on Different World, back in the day. So it's like, but I get what you're saying. And it's almost like when Boozy wanted to talk about R. Kelly versus Michael Jackson. And I think you get this whole cultural thing where people are like, R. Kelly would smoke Michael Jackson, or Chris Brown.
Generationally,
And here's the thing. Only people who survived and lived through the tsunami
Lil Boosie
can tell you about the tsunami, right? Outside looking in, you would think that Buster had just as much impact as Eminem, but not really. Not really.
What kind of impact?
Come on, D-Ray.
Come on now, no.
LONS.
Eminem was the hip hop Elvis. Come on, y'all, and y'all know this.
Yeah, but that's
you mean how he won the AMAs the other night for no reason?
He was the first white rapper that dudes.
I can't say that.
Straight up hood dudes will go, all right, he nice.
Yeah, right. It's skill wise, punchline.
Skill wise.
You mean how he won the AMA for best rap over Kendrick the other night?
That's still to this day.
That's what you mean about him not. I'm not talking about relevance, but I'm talking about he did put out an album.
Mm-hmm. So did Buster, by the way.
Did it sell?
It probably streamed a lot more than Buster's did, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, but we live in a time, to quote our good friend Jokey, we live in a time now where It's not even really about the talent. It's not even about the beats. It's about the popularity, and it's about your reach. It's about your reach. And unfortunately, Busta's arms are just too long to punch with Marshall Mathers.
Come on, Kevin. That's what I thought. I would, Kev.
I don't know.
Showmanship. If you okay, I don't know. Maybe if we come up with categories and
I'll put it to you like this.
Look at each category.
I'll put it to you like this. Now, don't get me wrong. Busta has some party bangers. He's had some bangers.
So what party songs?
Hold on. Wait. That wasn't the question. The question was, what anthems did Busta have?
Busta got what?
I said anthem.
Sabassier.
That's not an anthem.
What anthem?
I just.
Wait, so M got anthems?
It was a call and response. Lose Yourself was his. Come on, Lose Yourself. Everybody know Mom Spaghetti. But
Yeah.
I'm saying, Pastor Cavassier was like, hey,
all he got to do is lose yourself, and that's a wrap. And I don't care where you at.
Barack Obama got on stage and spit 4 bars of Lose Yourself, and they lost themselves.
Facts. And I mean,
and he didn't rap it. He did it in spoken word form.
Look, we could take all our feelings out of it, y'all.
I wish you could find that clip of it.
Yeah, you got to. But we could take all our feelings out of it, and all of us are real passionate about who we like and who we love. But at the end of the day, it really boils down to how many ripples they made in the water. Period.
Dang, Busta.
Love Busta.
I'm looking at what the verse look like.
Name 5 Eminem songs. Everybody, right now, right quick. Name 5 Eminem songs.
Hi, my name is. Lose Yourself. What's the one he did with Dido?
We can't. No. You gotta come up with it.
Not so bad. I can't think of it.
See what I'm saying? Like,
I think DJ Minded, even DJ Minded. I mean,
it's called Stand.
Thanks, Gav.
That's kind of like what verses is. When they did verses, you rock something, I rock something, and unless
everybody knew.
Unless they take it a little bit deeper, and then dudes want to start just trying to flip and go into wordsmith mode, that's different.
Now I will say this.
That's not verses really.
I'm sorry.
Verses.
Now that I'm thinking about it, if Busta did what's that joint that FOP? Is that what it is? You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about the most recent one?
No. Dang, I can't think of it. I'm having my brain is. I can't think of it.
It's okay. We all the same age. We over here doing this and singing rhythms and melodies, trying to figure out songs. Before.
I can't think of it right off, but he has one. But here's the thing: who shows up to this verses? Even if they have it in New York, who shows up? Right.
Old heads. Because
MOP, that's what I was thinking, V.
If it's that,
Annie
Up. That's what I'm thinking. Busta do Annie Up. That actually might.
Look at V.
Yeah, he's trying to unmute himself quick.
Yeah,
you still muted.
Put chains on it.
You
still muted.
Only time
I know I'm muted over here. I thought I was muted over here. My bad.
Right. The only time.
Spit it, V.
I said, Busta Rhymes now. MOP now. What you want now? What you want now? What you want? What? That's my jam.
Hey, I know it was. I couldn't think of it, and I'm like,
that jam is fire.
That actually might work.
Like the only song that I can really think of by Eminem that I really absolutely love was Superman. I mean, I love the Relapse album. I really did. But like Busta, we knew when Dipset and Lil Lox did the verses, we knew what songs they was gonna try each other on. We knew. We really can't say we know what songs they're gonna try each other on stage between Busta and Eminem. Hi, my name is up against Fired Up. Stop playing.
No doubt, Kev. No doubt.
M
It
can't.
depends on who's in the audience.
M can't do it. If it's hype songs and get the crowd bumping songs, M cannot do it. I got this list in front of me, and I'm like, dude, nah. Like, just
and see, Busta can bring Mariah Carey out on "Baby If You Give It to Me, I'll Give It to You." He bring Mariah out.
You can also bring out Janet if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, who Eminem bringing out? He done offended everybody. All he can do is bring out his guys.
But D12, the ones that are still here. Elton John.
Oh wow.
Go find Dido somewhere.
Break your neck.
And Rihanna, he gonna bring Rihanna out.
Yeah.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Come on, run it, Mike.
The one with Busta is touch it, swing it, babe. That's a dope track. That's a dope track.
That's like my least favorite.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, dangerous.
Oh yeah. Word.
Put your hands where my eyes can see.
Here's the thing.
Call the ambulance.
First and foremost, I would never put Eminem and Busta in a versus. I would, however, put Missy and Busta in a versus.
That's not.
Her catalog still ain't long enough. Her catalog still ain't long enough. You don't understand. I love Busta Rhymes. Ain't nothing y'all can't say nothing about him to me. So we may as well
Touch
go
It
to the
was
next
ill,
topic.
Kev.
Cause
they're almost the same. Remember, I think I said that before. To me, I think they're almost the same.
The illest thing about Touch It was the outfits in the video. I just didn't really like that song.
Boom, boom, boom.
I love his style.
Yeah. Listen, let me go to the next one because we're gonna have to land the plane. But this next one is the one that's gonna descend us. Excuse the French in the beginning. I love this stuff.
Here we go.
Hey man, this bitch sound just like fucking Pop. Biggie. Man, this ain't no motherfucking radio either. This bitch sound like Biggie for real.
Who you be with? Things that make you smile. What numbers to die? You gon' be here for a while. I go for my crew, you go for your crew. We can rendezvous. I go for a round two. Plan to leave, so we keep the little seed. Who will jump up front and go up for real? So we can sing on the way to the tummy. Go from my belly. And keep on safe. G8 and what you say. Conversate for the view. Cause in the view we gon' do what we cannot do. Ain't that right, dude? Forget the tongue, we just go with the crib. Watch a movie with your cruises from L.
Throw your hands in the air.
He's a true player. To a honey's dream,
My man got the whole nasally raspiness.
Yo.
He had Gorilla Black backstage spitting for him.
Did you go back and look at the comments?
Yeah.
One of them. What was that? Maui Smalls. That's crazy.
I call them hippie smalls.
Hippie Smalls.
You know what? As far as gimmicks are concerned, I think when I first heard Shine back in the day, right after Biggie had passed, and Shine it came out with Bad Boys. Mm-hmm. That was about as close as like, oh, we got another one. Now, it's too gimmicky.
Well, so, I think it looked like he was doing karaoke anyway, so it didn't look like he was expecting some change.
It's a weird karaoke because he sounds just like him.
Yeah, he does.
Like that dude that sounds like Michael Jackson and Teddy Riley worked with. Except Sharita.
Who is that?
Somebody said, apparently this dude got fans. Actually, this dude got. It sounds like he got fans. Somebody said he does Barry White very well. I'm like, what? Okay.
You need to find that clip.
He might want to go ahead and get to Vegas.
Get him a little show.
Go on, get that loot while you can, bro.
Get the loot while you can, man.
No doubt.
Before Puffy get out.
Ooh.
I don't know. Now, is he not white? Hawaiian?
You look Hawaiian to me. I couldn't tell.
Right?
What'd you say?
I can't believe you said when he get out.
Well, unfortunately, and I'm being for real and no jokes, the justice system in this country does not have the best track record at protecting Black women. So I am not necessarily saying to myself, he's going to prison, because time and time again, we have been seeing where if a white woman is going to get up there and say the same thing Cassie said, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that was really about to ring Jonathan Majors down. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's my saying. And so while and y'all already know how I feel about how he would treat producers and whatnot, and so I'm not gonna sit up here and say that he's going, because an unfortunate truth is he might get pardoned.
Well, real talk, they said no to that mistrial this week, so
you know,
he gonna do something. He might not do it all, but he gonna do something.
I hope so.
It's way too much. And I mean, don't get me wrong. For me, as an individual, I'll just speak. We all adults. There's a difference between criminal activity and sexual preference.
Yep.
And that's a lot of what's hanging in the balance here.
Don't do your hands like that and you talk about sex. don't do that again.
Oh.
Yeah.
But okay.
Just don't do that anymore.
But I'm just saying, it's like, there's a big difference.
The thing is, though, once again, and I think y'all might have saw the Instagram post. They said that they had a list of charges, and they said all the prosecutor has to do is to prove that he did 2 of these, and they can get him on RICO, right?
Absolutely.
Out of I think it was like 10 or 11, all they got to do is, 2. So is he gonna get caught? Maybe. Is he gonna do a little
blowing
time?
up people's cars and stuff? That's one thing.
Allegedly.
Oh, Kev, the whole Shine insert had me thinking something was up with Puffy way back then. Yeah, Shine took that charge for him and got deported. Yeah.
And then of course he, once he got himself together, and I'm not saying that he wasn't a stand-up citizen at one point, but once he got himself acclimated in adult life, he came out and spoke the truth about his experience.
Yep.
And
what can you say? And it's like this. Karma is a train that's never late. He's going to get his. It might not be what we all look like, or it might not be any time or any place that we can actually see it, but he's gonna get that back.
Sowing and reaping is a law.
Fact.
Yeah, it is, bro. It sure is. So look, family, we're gonna go ahead and land this plane. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This was a little different, but hey, you still learned something new, got educated, and got to hear some music and some interesting topics. So definitely come check us out. Definitely come check us out next week. Make sure you bring a friend, and like Rakim says, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at. So always keep it at the center. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Be safe. We'll see you next week. God bless.
Like the jam in the center.